So the Piper Rockelle situation was actually much worse than we all thought, as the official Netflix documentary about Piper and her mom would be posted just the other day, officially exposing some of the craziest things they've done over the years. And after scrolling through Twitter for a while, I realized that this information was just as shocking as we all expected, and it might finally be the end for Piper's mom, who over the years has been exploiting her and her friends for money, clout, and everything else. For example, one of the craziest things that Piper's mom has been exposed for from this was that she allegedly sold Piper's underwear to an old man when Piper was only 13 years old. I recently watched the Netflix documentary on Piper Rockelle. Holy shit, man, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. And now her mom is grooming her into only when she's still 17. She sold her underwear to grown men when she was 13. What the fuck? I mean, that is just beyond creepy and just a messed up thing to do. Clearly, she has no respect for her daughter or herself or anyone else. All she cares about is money and fame, and she will literally sell her daughter's underwear to get it. At age 13, might I add. The fact that she's not in jail at this point is literally beyond me. And with everything we know now, I'm honestly not surprised that her mom was pressuring her to make an OF, and I also wouldn't be surprised if she was the one who told Piper to go to the Bop House in the first place. If you guys haven't seen my previous video, Piper went to the Bop House just a couple months ago and filmed content with a bunch of the creators there. Now, if you guys aren't aware, the Bop House is basically filled with a bunch of OF content creators. And while Piper was at the house, she was only 17 years old, meaning that at the time, she was a child filming a bunch of content with adult stars. Even though she didn't film any explicit content with these creators, it's still extremely weird that she went to the house in the first place and filmed like 80 fucking TikToks with them. The clothes that she was wearing were extremely revealing, and in some cases more revealing than the actual OF creators. Even though the Bop House deleted all the TikToks they did with Piper, it's still crazy to think that they would even consider making TikToks with a minor, although I'm sure based on what morals Piper's been raised in, she already has plans of making an OF when she turns 18 anyways. And I'm not saying it's Piper's fault, obviously, because it fully isn't. Her mom has been instilling this in her life since she was a kid, but she knows that if she does make an OF when she turns 18, she could make a ton of money off these creepy old men who've been preying on her since she was a kid. Another really important thing that the documentary touched on was the other kids that were in Piper's videos, as Piper's mom would also tell them to dress provocatively, do provocative poses, and much more. Piper's mom has allegedly been hit with an over $22 million lawsuit from the 11 children claiming sexual abuse, which if you ask me is nowhere near enough money. Some of these super specific reasons for this are sending 15-year-old daughters used underwear to an elder male fan so he could sniff it. Like, that is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard. How do you even let that shit happen? It takes an extremely sick individual to do something like that. Encourage daughters, 14 and 15-year-old friends to engage in oral sex. Like, if this is actually true, she should be facing some serious repercussions. Like, kids shouldn't be learning about this stuff from their basically boss at work. Touched, kissed, and groped underage teens, groping their thighs, butts, and legs. Like, bro, it's basically just child abuse at this point. And if this is true, it's not only child abuse, she was literally sexually assaulting these kids. Urged teens to wear revealing clothing in YouTube videos, urged girls to show off chests, and boys to accentuate their bulges. It's crazy because while she was doing all of this stuff, she was making each of them more and more likely to fall victim to predators. Whenever you make kids around the ages of 11 to 15 wear super revealing clothing, it's just extremely messed up. I mean, I shouldn't have to explain that, but it's more than just a moral thing because it makes the creepy people online more enticed to do bad things to these kids. Made obscene remarks about the teens' genitals. Okay, this is just extremely creepy. If this is true, then she's just a fucking or two. I don't even fucking know. And finally, talked about sex toys with kids. There is just no excuse for any of this stuff, bro. Like, if even one of these things is true, then she essentially stripped the innocence from all of these kids at the ages of like 11 to 15, sometimes maybe even younger, and is still yet to have faced any real repercussions.
When Tiffany had Piper, she was a single mother, so she was raising Piper alone by herself. So she used Piper to get into pageants, put her in the spotlight, and Piper was really good at it. And at the age of 9, Piper went viral on Musical.ly, which is now TikTok, and she also started her YouTube at the age of 9 as well.
And if you guys didn't know, her mom was actually an actress, so she probably realized here, wait a minute, if we turn Piper's life into a whole drama, it would blow up all over the internet to kids and also old men who have a lot of money and are willing to spend it on Piper and her mom.
Piper also went on shows like Dance Twin, Manny. She was getting all the attention at a very young age. When Tiffany doesn't like a show or a cast, broadcasting whatever and Piper's not getting like center of the attention, she would take Piper away. When Tiffany found out that she can make so much money from YouTube monetizing, using Piper, she decided to like telling these families to bring their kids in or making them famous so they can make money, especially targeting like someone who's a single mother, making ends meet. So once the kid all came together in 2018, the squad is formed.
So in simple terms, Tiffany was basically just a master manipulator, telling these parents that they can also make a lot of money off of their kids, and I'm sure describing it in a way that didn't sound like they're using their kids for money, and also making it seem like they're putting their kids in a good environment, even though that clearly wasn't the case.
At first, it was all regular, normal kid video, like slime, making jokes, being a kid, shopping, sleepovers, like normal videos, right? It started off being normal, but then it got very, very bad. Hunter is a 20-year-old. He's in charge of filming. He's in charge of all the squad YouTube channel and all the kids channel. He had like a relationship, boyfriend to Tiffany. Hunter started off as like a pretend brother to Piper on her YouTube channel, and then he got that role. So it was a weird situation with all of them. Once the whole squad got so much attention and views from like YouTube, Tiffany realized that she gotta step it up. Like she has to do more content. So she's starting like bring this pub, a dog, and she will be behind the voice of the pub and was like bullying the kids, making fun of the kids, like just making so uncomfortable for the kids to film. All the kids had to wake up at 6 a.m, do schoolwork, and then go film, no break. Like it was a job to them.
Like if this isn't child abuse, then I don't know what is. First off, you're bullying the kids in the content, not only making them feel bad about themselves, but also making them the butt of the joke to millions of people online so that they can also make fun of the kids. But you're making them show up for what seems like terrible hours just to film YouTube videos so you can make money.
As this continued, the kids got super uncomfortable to the point Tiffany would make joke and was talking to this little boy who was 12 years old, Gavin. She was like, "Oh, when you look at me, do you get bone?" Yeah. And then when she's drunk or she's drinking whatever, she would make jokes to these boys and be like, "Oh, when you get older, you'll be so sexy." And then one time on live stream, she forced herself onto Reagan, this boy, and like kissed him.
So yeah, the entire Piper Rockelle situation seems like it is much worse than we actually thought it was. Apparently there's a few more episodes that are going to be coming out in the near future, which is crazy because like I said, I feel like we didn't expect it to be this bad, but it sounds like it's only going to get much worse from here. So as more episodes come out, I'll most likely make videos covering them as well. But anyways, if this video was informative or entertaining, then do be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help me out so much and help you guys stay up to date on all my newest content. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching.
What's the hold up for you to hit my line? I'm not tired, 'cause girl, you're one of a kind. Sipping slowly, I just wanna pass out.